So, the Melania movie is out here doing numbers. Just not the kind of numbers you brag about.
Everybody wants tickets to the premiere.
Why is nobody buying tickets for my Melania movie?
Everybody wants tickets to the premiere.
People think they know that my story. They think they know that where I came from and what made it to me. But every story has two histories. One that is told and one that is stole from Michelle Obama.
Everybody wants tickets to the premiere.
Like, for example, Friday, January 30th, 4 p.m. at Lincoln Square, New York City. It's an AMC theater. Look at all of the empty seats. And this is release day. Or the 8 p.m. showing on Friday, January 30th at the AMC in Burbank, California.
Everybody wants tickets to the premiere.
If you've never seen what a rejected sacrifice looks like, come closer. We're about to look at one, Melania's documentary, film, or movie, which is flopping terribly. In the UK, only 7 people have bought the tickets. In Australia, 1 person. In America's theaters, the seats are empty. In South Africa, they completely refused to put it in their theaters. And the Diaper Dawn is up on social media, screaming how the movie is marvelous. People are fighting to get those tickets. On this one, I would have said you will not need popcorns, but I promise, I think you will need it with some water. Grab it, come close. We are going to look at what rejection looks like in modern day life or in day-to-day life. With this mixed with hilarious reactions from America, because America never fails to serve. Okay? One thing for sure, when Americans reject you, they will reject even anything that stays close to you. And that's what we are looking at. And it looks like they have influenced the rest of the world to act the same way. Sit and relax. Let's watch this. We'll be back with more. Just let me know what you think in the comment section.
Well, the First Lady's $57 million documentary looks on track to bomb at the box office.
In Australia, Hoyts has reportedly sold just 1 pre-sale ticket for the film, which will be released on Friday. For more, we are joined by comedian
You little
and
moviegoer, you.
commentator. I know, I'm the ticket holder, Pete Dominic. Can you believe it? But honestly, Pete, with lines like this...
Hi, Mr. President.
Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
You know, I did get a ticket because I wanted to find someplace quiet and alone. Also, I don't even think that was a real phone call between the two of them because I don't think they talk. I think they had him record his side of it at a separate time. You know, this was produced and directed by a guy named Brett Ratner, who's in the Epstein files and been credibly accused by several women of horrible things. And he hasn't worked for years. But this is the guy, of course, that is directing this, I guess, movie. No one's going to see it right now. Everybody, it's just all about the memes and the jokes that tickets are selling in the single digits. My friend, comedian Jim David, wrote that someone broke into my apartment. They didn't take anything. They just left 4 tickets to Melania, and he's calling it a hate crime. So one guy said, I'd rather have a crushed glass and Tabasco enema than see the Melania film.
Ooh, that
Another
sounds
person
painful.
said, I'd rather take a ride on the Ocean Gate Titan II submersible than sit through 2 hours of that propaganda. People are very, very dark and funny here in
That's
America.
dark.
This movie should have been called Hallow Barrel, I think, because we don't know who the First Lady is. We don't know what she stands for, anything about her. Nobody believes that their marriage is in any way real. I mean, she's actually an undocumented immigrant with an anchor baby. If you really want to be technical, according to our dear leader's terms, that's exactly what her legal status is. So,
Well, look, it was cost them $35 million. She's laughing all the way to the bank. It doesn't matter how many tickets are sold. So, hey, who's the winner here? Pete, thanks
well, would you
so
rather
much
be
for joining
rich
us.
and alone or poor with people who love you? You know,
Rich
me.
and
Look at
alone.
me.
I think the answer's easy.
Every day of the week. Pete, thank you.
So, the Melania movie is out here doing numbers. Just not the kind of numbers you brag about. Empty theaters, soft sales, seats so lonely they're starting a group chat and group therapy. This is giving matinee ghost. And the best part? I am sat for Felon 47's reaction. You already know he's going to wake up, see the headlines, and start rage posting like his phone owes him money. Caps lock. Exclamation points. Rigged box office. The cinemas are corrupt. He's about to blame AMC, the Academy, the Deep State, Rotten Tomatoes, and probably Taylor Swift for good measure. Because in his world, nothing ever flops. It's never the audience just didn't care. It's sabotage. It's a conspiracy against the cinema. He's gonna say it's the most beautiful documentary ever made. He's gonna claim millions tried to see it. He's gonna hint that the ticket machines were turned off. He's gonna fabricate another lie. The demand was so high, it crashed the Fandango app. Meanwhile, the popcorn is still warm because nobody touched it. But if Michelle Obama dropped a movie tomorrow, it would be sold out everywhere. Lines around the block, extra shows added, people calling in sick to work. That's what real culture pull looks like. But the real question begs to be answered. Where was his maggot base? Where was the We Love Melania people? Where are the flags, the caravans, the bulk ticket buys, the performative loyalty? Because if this woman was really beloved, the theaters would have been packed with red hats and folding chairs. They show up for rallies in cornfields. They camp out for merch. But for her movie? Crickets. Not a single patriotic popcorn in sight. They don't love Melania. They perform love for Melania when it's useful. They pretend devotion online. They vanish when it requires effort or money. It's all vibes, no action. All caps, no receipts. So yeah, they're all liars. The loudest fans are also the flakiest. Turns out Ride or Die stops at the box office. So in the meantime, tantrum loading, truth social meltdown imminent, blame buffet fully stocked. I can't wait. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
Well, well, well. Looks like Melania Trump is in her flop era. Her new movie is doing horribly across the globe and domestically. KGB Barbie is not what the people want to see. Her movie was pulled completely out of all South African cinemas. In the United Kingdom, her movie is in over 100 cinemas, and guess how many people bought tickets? 7. 7 people in the entirety of the United Kingdom bought tickets to go see Melania Trump. I really want to know who those 7 people are.
Oh my God. Deal. Just wait. This just it.
But her sales are so low in America that now people who are on the crew of the movie are silently coming out saying they hope it flops. There are now think pieces about if her movie flops, is it Donald Trump's fault? You could also imagine that people are not interested in seeing someone who can't speak English, who's been living in America for 30 years, without having to watch a movie in the cinema with subtitles. That's presumably in English.
Good evening, New York City, and American ingenuity blossoms among determined citizens.
Apparently, according to the writer of the movie, Melania is furious that the unrest in Minnesota and the untimely death of Alex Preddy is overshadowing her $75 million Amazon Jeff Bezos bribe that no one wants to see. Girl, we don't want to see you because you're uninteresting. We don't care. Why would we want to see someone who sounds like a Russian spy with a low IQ?
Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles?
The major cinema chains in America are now slowly dropping the amount of showtime that they're having for the movie. And I just want to tell you guys, it's not because of Donald Trump that her movie's flopping. It's because of her. It is because she is a lowly mail order bride that is allowing her husband to do what he does, and she's along for the ride. Why would anybody want to support a Russian glam bot that has no brain and see anything about her life, especially since it's not going to have the fact that she was an escort that Epstein introduced to Donald Trump? So if you're going to sell us a bill of lies as part of the propaganda machine, at least make it interesting. They're not interested Maybe by this time next year, you can figure out, can Santa see in the dark? Happy hump day, everyone.
We have some bad news for Melania Trump, the First Lady. I just got confirmation that her upcoming documentary, Melania, has been pulled from all theaters across South Africa due to the current climate in the United States of America. And at the same time, ticket sales for the documentary are not doing well across the United States, but also across the world. Movie theaters across America right now have empty seats for the upcoming premiere of the documentary, which is scheduled to come out this week. And now, based on what I understand and based on what sources familiar with the situation, the documentary has been pulled from theaters in South Africa. Now, it's not banned in South Africa. People can still watch it in other ways, but the main distributor of the film in South Africa will not air it in theaters after backlash to what's happening in the United States of America, specifically over the president's recent immigration enforcement activities in Minneapolis and elsewhere. So this is something that the president will not be happy about, but, well, this is the result of what's happening in the United States. So spread the word. And as always, follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about.
Everybody wants tickets to the premiere.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
So y'all, looks like if you want to be alone, go see the Melania movie. Ticket sales are down worldwide.
Well, the First Lady's $57 million documentary looks on track to bomb at the box office.
In Australia, Hoyts has reportedly sold just one pre-sale ticket for the film, which...
I just read a report that in Australia, one ticket has sold for her movie at one of their major movie theaters. And in the UK, only 7 tickets have sold nationwide. No theaters are sold out in the United States, and nobody is going to see this movie. It is on track to be one of the worst grossing movies of all time. South Africa has refused to show the movie.
The Melania documentary is already a box office flop. It turns out that nobody wants to see a dictator's wife's $75 million home movie. At the London premiere, only one ticket was even sold, and part of me thinks that was a mistake. I bet somebody was just drunk on their phone and they clicked the wrong movie in the drop-down menu. 2/3 of the crew who worked on the movie asked to be uncredited, kind of like the people who cashed their $50,000 bonus check from ICE and then cover their fugly faces while they cause terror in American streets. And yes, I know that the movie industry is very difficult right now, and joining ICE is not the same as working on the Melania movie, but it's a little bit the same. The crew also said they worked long hours, which were deeply chaotic, and they were also often denied lunch breaks. The fact that this movie was funded by Amazon and they are treating the crew members exactly like their Amazon workers is no surprise. The crew pretty much blames director Brett Ratner for their hard working conditions, but it is funny that they told Rolling Stone that even though Ratner was slimy, Melania Trump, while boring, was totally nice. Of course she was totally nice. This woman made $30 million for this home movie. This is in The Guardian about how it's apparently totally legal for Melania to get paid $30 million for a documentary, and it's because she isn't part of the government. She's just a private citizen who happens to be married to the president. So yeah, of course she was nice on set. She was getting paid. So that's what Jeff Bezos is doing with your money that you spend on Amazon. He's giving it to Melania Trump. I mean, he's also getting lots of plastic surgery with his wife, something that they should definitely both stop doing. The movie was directed by Hollywood super creep Brett Ratner. Now, I don't know if they chose Brett because of his allegations or because he's on the Epstein list, but I have a feeling it was both. This is what happens when fascists try to make art in a late-stage capitalistic society where everyone is struggling to pay their bills. Because even if you already believe the propaganda, you can't even afford to spend the money to go see it in the theater. And because MAGA are both so anti-immigrant and anti-woman, there's no way they're going to spend money to see their dictator's immigrant wife's soulless, elongated selfie of a movie with the appeal of a dead jellyfish on the beach. And if Melania is sad about the fact that no one came to see her movie, I think it's really important that we tell her, I don't really care. Do you?
So the Melania Trump movie, which is releasing in theaters this week, is on track to flop badly. Nobody is going to see it. I mean, this is just straight up embarrassing. If you look at some popular theaters in major cities across the United States, it's pretty bad. Like, for example, Friday, January 30th, 4 p.m. at Lincoln Square, New York City. It's an AMC theater. Look at all of the empty seats, and this is release day, and nobody's going. Or the 8 p.m. showing on Friday, January 30th at the AMC in Burbank, California. Nobody's going. And it's not just happening in blue cities and blue states, courtesy of MS Now. These are theaters near Mar-a-Lago, where Melania Trump lives, and look at them as well. Nobody is going to see it. And there are so many different examples of this. If you look at your local theater, you'll probably see the same thing. But what's even funnier about this whole saga is not only is the movie going to flop, but Amazon spent tens of millions of dollars to own the rights to the movie and promoting it. They even bought an ad on the Vegas Sphere, and it's going to flop. They will not be getting their investment back.
Did y'all hear that Melania Trump came out with a movie? And guess what it's called? Melania. But my question is, who told her, like, this was something that anybody wanted? Especially at this time, like, with everything that's going on in the country. My guess is, this is just my working theory, is that she is just as obsessed with the Obamas as her husband is. And she figured since Michelle Obama came out with her book, Becoming, and it sold 1.4 million copies in the first week, and then it went on to sell 14 million copies worldwide, she figured, I'ma one-up her and come up with a movie. Except the reviews ain't looking so good. Bad enough, Amazon bought this movie for $40 million and then spent $35 million promoting the movie. The projections are giving flop. And to add gasoline to the fire, the director of the movie, Brett Ratner or something like that, the guy that directed the Rush Hour movies, he's been accused of essay by multiple women. And then there are reports that his name it's in the files. So that tracks. But are any of you gonna go see it? Because I think I'm a pass.
Why is nobody buying tickets for my Melania movie? I don't really care. I still got paid lots of money to make in movie. Be best. Okay, Donald, it's my big night. Don't do anything to ruin it. Don't smile, don't say anything, and don't fart.
We didn't show on the red carpet. Carrie Lake, she didn't show.
What?
Maria, Fred Bear, Kellyanne Conway, Riley Gaines.
What is this? Oh, Donald, your hand makeup. Gross. Ew.
Jenny Johnson. Kash Patel didn't show.
Just keep smiling.
Oswald didn't show. Noam didn't show. Bondi didn't show. Weird. Duffy didn't show.
You guys know I can hear you, right? And I don't really care that nobody came to see my movie. Okay? It's fine.
I'm not gonna lie, I am so disappointed in you MAGA dweebs. Because why aren't any of y'all going to see the Melania movie? Last time I checked, the majority of the country voted for Trump. Because, y'all really thought that, the criminal and sexual assaulter was a better option than a qualified woman. But I digress. Why aren't y'all buying tickets for the Melania movie? Don't y'all want to support your first lady? Don't y'all want to go and support, her little side quest? Because she ain't got nothing else better to do during the day? I mean, come on. If you really voted for Trump, you need to go see that movie. Like, why are you sitting here at home? Go support your first lady. Unless you don't really give it. Why is that?
We have some new numbers on what the Melania movie is projected to make at the box office, and it is not good. The movie is aiming to make $3 million during its debut against a $40 million price tag. That's not even counting the $40 million reportedly spent on marketing. Projections right now are that it is a huge failure. And that shouldn't be surprising to anyone. Many people are posting what their movie theaters look like, including this one, where there's only 2 seats sold. But there's also a lot of theaters that are completely empty. And again, to reiterate, this is not about making money. This is a bribe. This is a payment from Jeff Bezos and Amazon to the Donald Trump family. It is just being done in the most grotesque, awful way possible. It is a stain on the concept of movies. And if this Melania movie says actually anything interesting or revelatory about Melania Trump or Donald Trump, I will eat my shoe. It ain't happening. Seems like no one is even watching this movie anyway.
So the Melania movie is set to make $1 to $5 million this weekend. They spent like $40 million to make it and another additional $35 million for, I guess, advertising or whatever. It's about like $75 million to make this documentary about Melania Trump. And it's gonna make $1 to $5 million. You guys know what I'm thinking. Who the wants to see a documentary about Melania Trump? What does she do? I'm just kind of keep it real. Are they just gonna show her making faces at Trump? Is that what we're gonna watch? Is it an hour and a half of her going, I don't know. Are they gonna show her reading to children, her speeches that are horribly fragmented? What are we gonna see her going, I hope that in this place called America, I want to let you know that my husband is happy with what America is great. And I hope that maybe are we talking about here?
See, if you ask me, there is a direct link between Melania flopping and the midterms. Because the amount of people who are willing to go out and see this movie directly correlate with the amount of people who are willing to support what this man does. And what this White House is finding out is that bot farms don't buy movie tickets. The muskrat can't work the machines and make people go watch his wife's terrible movie. And if they can't even break $5 million in an opening weekend, which right now they're saying projections for this movie, for the entire release, could add up to about $2 million, there's no way you can tell me that does not directly correlate with the amount of support he could see come voting time. And of course, let's talk about this obsession that he has, right? This obsession with the 2020 election that he lost. This obsession with Obama somehow interfering with the 2016 election that he won. The fact that he constantly reminds the people of Minneapolis that voting has consequences. If you look in his last few True Social posts when he's talking about how much they need ICE or how much this country needs ICE, one of the things he always brings up is how much voting has consequences. In fact, let's just talk about how every single post he makes, he's talking about how much the people wanted this. The people voted for this. Every time they go on TV, they talk about how the people voted for this. Every time they sit in a round table on Fox News, or if you see Scott Jennings on Abby Phillips, any MAGA talking head, any super hardcore right-wing podcaster, they all talk about how everybody overwhelmingly voted for this. They do this over and over again because the reality is they don't have the support. They don't have the numbers. They probably have less numbers now than they did when the 2024 election happened. And the thing about midterm elections is they cannot be controlled as much as presidential elections, right? It's multiple elections happening all over the country, many states, all happening at the same time. It is hard to control all of that. So that is why they have to sow the seeds of distrust in our electoral process right now. That is why they have to put this spell out there over their voting base right now. Because when that loss does come, you already know the first thing they're going to do is cry that it was all rigged, it was all set up, it was all this, it was all that. There was something going on that was working against them that was not legit, and that explains why they did not get the votes that they got. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I say it is important to pay attention to what's going on with Melania. Because that is a real indicator. Those are real numbers. That is a real way to see what type of support he actually has all across the country.
Most of you have probably heard by now that Melania will be releasing a documentary this Saturday, January the 31st. And according to Trump, the tickets are selling fast, as he posted that message on his Truth Social this past Monday. But baby, ticket sales says otherwise. Tickets are not selling fast, and a lot of these major cities, those tickets are not selling. They're not selling. So when he said that they are selling fast, baby, what ticket sales was he referring to? And I have a question. Do they really think that people want to see a Melania documentary? Baby, people don't want to see that, if we're being honest. People want to see the remaining of those FILES. That's what people want to see. Now, if that was in a documentary, baby, you would hit the jackpot. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing the Melania documentary, it's coming out this Saturday, January the 31st. Good luck.
So I went to watch Melania Trump's new film, 20 Days to History, and there was one bit I was just really confused about. I just didn't understand why her head was spinning around and then she puked on the priest at the end. I just don't get it. And it's not just me, because my friend came back from it and she was like, I don't understand why she wanted to skin those animals and make a coat out of them.
How is everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. I do hope and pray that from wherever you are watching this from, you are doing all right. Again, I hope that God has protected you and preserved you and your loved ones so very well. Thank you so much, by the way, to all of you that stick around and support this channel. You guys do me absolutely amazing. So yes, thank you, thank you. Here we are with the rejected sacrifice. One thing for sure, when Americans reject you, or probably they rejected her husband, that includes everything that is associated with orange. Now, we saw that lady trying so hard with the protests that were happening in Minneapolis, trying to come out and be like, we need to be in peace and all of that. Woman, everybody knew what you were trying to do and nobody bought into it. And that's why the numbers, one must say that it's making numbers, not just the ones that are supposed to be known about, or yeah, that's supposed to be heard about. Because reality is, this is a massive loss, except if maybe at the last minute, which is supposed to be when? Isn't it supposed to be today? I don't know by the time you watch this, but her movie flopped. Rightly so, because people have rejected anything related to the Trump administration. I've heard rumors, again, rumors, that this lady is known the innocent first lady, like everybody sees her. Apparently, she's in the files too. Apparently, allegedly, she's in the files too. I don't know how true that is, but it can't shock me, because people do quite a lot to gain power. So before you admire everybody, know their story. Before you know their story, chillax. A lot of people are accusing her of wanting to be like Michelle Obama simply because she sold her book and it really sold well. She thought that this is going to be magic for her as well. Well, if we are to be honest, MAGAs don't like her because she has an accent. And they hate immigrants. And from the look of things, she's also one. But she's never ever raised a voice for the immigrants that are not illegal, that are being kidnapped from the streets. Okay? So, leave alone the leftists, liberals, and people that don't like Trump not wanting to buy those tickets, but even in red states, nobody's going to see that. I know that she thought, because of how this administration hypes family and all of that, that MAGA young girls and all of that, young people are going to be buying this massively. I think they have also started looking into the BS that is being put out there. There is just so many lies that are hidden that have started coming out and getting exposed, and nobody wants anything to do with that dark house. Unfortunately, that's what is on the ground. But what shocked me the most is South Africa deciding to not even air that movie. Yeah, because they really spoiled the reputation and the name of South Africa, talking about how South Africa was kinda taking out whatever, like getting, you know, the Afrikaners, which is not close to even the truth. Reality is the opposite. The Afrikaners want that country for themselves. That's why a lot of those people that are from that country that has a blue flag with a star want to go and buy in the Cape Town so that they can use that as a base to take back. And that really tells us quite a lot of things and the questions that we have against these people. If they really, really are the real, yeah, okay, then why are they already planning to go and, you know, take over Cape Town when we know for sure that there's been Afrikaners there and these people are like connecting all together? They are all in plan. These are not allegations. These are some of the reports that have actually come out. Okay, so they decided to speak ill of South Africa. Okay, they decided to kind of sanction it, decided to spoil all the trading relationship with South Africa, and open the door to the false claims of them palm-colored people, okay, and welcomed them as refugees. Meanwhile, these people had closed a door on all those people that were in critical conditions that actually needed asylum so bad, and now they want them to play their movie. Kudos to South Africa, you guys are doing amazing. This is the wrong time. They don't even know the right time to really put out a movie. This is the wrong time. The atmosphere, okay, this is not something that people would desire to see. She's not the role model that everybody wants to learn from and just speak a leaf or two. When she was asked what does she think people are gonna take away from this, what are they gonna know about her? And she's like, she's a private person. I'm like, you are a private person and then you act. It is very interesting to see how, I don't know. Again, she's an immigrant. Again, with that accent. Who's gonna... MAGAs? You think MAGAs are gonna see through that? Considering how Americans are very critical of accents. I've never seen people that are so critical of accents like Americans. And I think in my lifetime, what shocked me the most were the Africans that were speaking with accents and how actually people made fun of them in America. Okay, and how really traumatizing that can be. So I'm wondering, even if you are the first lady, you literally can't skip that because that is what America is built on. America is not the country that is okay with the things they are not used to. They will literally mock you, even if you're the first lady. And this is exactly what the administration does to other people. This is exactly what the administration and the MAGAs have been doing to, you know, to the rest of the world. Not saying that it is the right thing to do, but the thing is, scripture says whatever you sow is whatever you reap. Yeah, and because she's associated with Orange, she's gonna reap that because he has quite a lot of enemies, all right? But that is what is happening with the rejected sacrifice. She's not only just her being a rejected sacrifice, but whatsoever she creates is also rejected, including her man. Anywho, let me know what you think. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you guys, and I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie. Bye.